So you all know about the Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders scandal. Her and her team leaked a story implying that Bernie Sanders is massively sexist. Then they were asked about it at the debate. Bernie Sanders denied ever having said a woman can't win because honestly, I mean, I think the idea is silly that he would ever say that. Elizabeth Warren is either lying or grossly mischaracterizing what he said. I could picture Bernie saying something like, because of sexism, it is unfairly more difficult and harder for a woman to win. I could see him saying that, but she could have twisted that into, oh, he said a woman can't win. So anyway, he says, I didn't say it. She says, I felt so bad I disagreed when he said it. And then after the debate, this moment happened.
With applause still ringing at the end of the Democratic debate in Iowa last night, the simmering feud between Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders suddenly boiled over.
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
What?
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
Let's not do it right now. You want to have that discussion, we'll have that discussion. You called me, you told me. All right, let's not do it now.
I don't want to get in the middle of it. I just want to say hi, Bernie.
Yeah, good. Okay.
She walked away without a handshake after intentionally trying to de-escalate the fight earlier in the debate.
Bernie is my friend, and I am not here to try to fight with Bernie.
But Warren wanted to make a point that a woman can win the presidency. It was one of the most memorable lines of the night.
Look at the men on this stage. Collectively, they have lost 10 elections. The only people on this stage who have won every single election that they've been in are the women.
Look at the framing from CNN. Look at the framing. They said that Warren tried to de-escalate this issue. It was her and her team that leaked the story. Bernie Sanders is a sexist. That was the implication. And then Bernie says, no, I'm not. And she goes, I felt terrible when you said that. And then she goes on. CNN called it the most memorable line when she goes on to explain how indeed women do have the ability to win. And people are wrong when they say that women don't. But nobody said that. Nobody said women don't have the ability to win. Nobody said that. Bernie vehemently denied that he said that. But CNN is framing it as like, well, Elizabeth Warren tried to de-escalate and be the bigger person, and Elizabeth Warren laid out the facts and had a memorable line about when she said women can win. As if there's a debate going on stage, and Bernie and like other dudes on stage are like, you know, I don't think these broads are cut out for it, Jack. Guys, let me explain something to you. This is why the media is despised. Did you know 41% of the country trust the media? That's a low number. You know what percentage has a quote, great deal of trust? 13%. You wonder why? Because nobody likes the press. Right wing, left wing, doesn't matter. Right wing, left wing, chicken wing, nobody likes them. Because they do stuff like this. This is dishonest. This is disingenuous. That framing is a lie. That's what that is. That framing is a lie. Totally misleads you. One of the most memorable moments of the night. According to who? According to who? According to you. According to you, when she was shadowboxing and pretending like other people on stage were saying women can't win, and she said, I think they can. According to you, that virtue signaling angle where you're beating a straw man to death, oh yeah, that's, oh my God, so memorable. Donald Trump has a 45% approval rating. The media has 41% favorability. Donald Trump is more popular than the media. And you think it's not broken? The media is broken. Okay. Guys, Bernie Sanders, there's video of him in 1987 and 1988, before I was born, out there saying a woman can win and our society's changing and not changing fast enough. We got to get more, to a position of women in politics. Bernie Sanders asked Elizabeth Warren to run in 2015. Bernie Sanders campaigned endlessly for Hillary Clinton, over 30 events. You think the most progressive senator in the country is behind closed doors saying, I don't think a woman can win? I think that's utter nonsense. And I think Elizabeth Warren is either flat out lying, or Bernie Sanders said something like, because of sexism, women have an unfair disadvantage and it's harder for them to win. Which is a whole genre of woke opinion, but now it gets flipped on him as if it's the exact opposite and he's sexist. This is upsetting. Now, when Elizabeth Warren goes up to him afterwards and says, I think you just called me a liar on national TV, I got to be honest with you guys, man. I think that was all staged. You're walking up to him immediately after the debate. You got microphones all around you. Did Elizabeth Warren really think this wouldn't be picked up on microphones? Of course she thought it would be picked up on microphones. I think this was a plan. I think that her and her team said, well, they knew he was going to deny it. So after the debate, walk up to him and say, did you just call me a liar on national TV? He was as incredibly respectful as he could have possibly been in the face of basically being called sexist. He was as gracious and kind and nice as he could have possibly been. And she goes up to him angry. Did you just call me a liar on national TV? I think you called yourself a liar on national TV when you pretended to be a Native American for decades. Are you questioning my integrity? Are we really going to go down that road? Elizabeth Warren, are we really going to go down that road? So he was as gracious and kind as possible, and she goes up to him, did you just call me a liar on national TV? He's taken aback. He's like, what? No. You called me? Like, the idea that you leak a story that's mischaracterized at best from 2 years ago, accusing your friend of being sexist, and then you're indignant, and you leak it a couple weeks before Iowa when he's leading, and then you're indignant towards him? You're indignant towards him. Are you kidding me? And you can tell he's taken aback by it. And he's like, you're accusing me of being a liar. You're accusing me of being a sexist. So I think that was totally planned, totally staged. They knew all the microphones were there. CNN, by the way, sat on it. They had it from the beginning. They were lying, and they were like, oh, the microphones were off, and we need to use backup microphones. Bitch, you were using the microphones that are right there in front of you. And you sat on the audio to make it another story the next day, which is exactly what you did. So everybody's full of it in this, but I have no doubt that she staged that, and she was trying to provoke a reaction out of him, a very angry reaction, and then the campaign would have used the angry reaction to try to further prove their point. But Bernie Sanders played it cool. He was definitely flabbergasted, but he played it cool, and, he basically walked away from this looking better, because I gotta tell you, everything I saw on social media after this, and not just in the circles I run in, because if you click on one of Elizabeth Warren's tweets and you scroll down, it's all people, I don't follow them, they don't follow me. But all I see, snake emoji, 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 nonstop. Everybody sees through this. They know what you were trying to do. They know you were trying to leak a story implying he's a sexist to try to take him out of the number one position. They know that now as you're acting indignant that you're the one who made this a story, and, this poor guy's been putting through the ringer and being accused of being a sexist, and you're acting indignant. I mean, I'm telling you, man, to people on the left who would have voted for Elizabeth Warren in a general election, I don't think it's going to get to that point because she's way behind now and she's shooting herself in the foot. But now a lot of people wouldn't even vote for her in a general election. They wouldn't do it. Because, this is our option. This is our chance to really get Medicare for all and free college and a living wage and end the wars and a Green New Deal and legalize marijuana. And you're trying to sabotage the candidate who would give that to us in favor of one with a melting brain who could barely put together a coherent sentence and is a status quo defender? Please. I think that this was planned. I think that she knew what she was doing. She knew this would become a story. She was trying to provoke a reaction out of him. And it's terrible. Now, by the way, the consensus opinion you see on social media and among actual people, you're seeing the exact opposite in mainstream media. Everybody who comments on mainstream media says, we believe Elizabeth Warren, we don't believe Bernie Sanders, and this should end his campaign type stuff. We knew when those polls came out, that final round of polls came out that showed Bernie winning, we knew, oh my God, guys, it's about to get ugly because they're going to throw everything they got at him. What I didn't know, what I couldn't have predicted, is that it would have came from Elizabeth Warren. I got to be honest with you guys, man, that hurts. That hurts a lot. I hope Bernie weathers this storm. I hope he comes out better. I know so many people donated more money when they saw all the crap that was getting thrown at Bernie. But, man, listen, all we want is Medicare for all and free college and a living wage and ending the wars and a Green New Deal and legalizing marijuana and getting money out of politics and reducing income inequality. Like, this is all we want. And mucked up scandals like this, which are based on lies or half-truths, they're just not going to change our mind. It lights the fire under me a hell of a lot more, if anything.